Mic check 1 2 1 2. All right, my microphone is live. Welcome you all to the YouTube channel. Today is Friday, Money Making Friday. Today we talk about all things economics, covering crypto, stock market, and any other things. Today is Friday, June 22nd, 2018. Today we will be going over a number of topics today. As always, the topics are in the description box for you to follow along. Also, all I'd like to express that all points stated in this podcast are personal opinion. Please, this is not financial advice. If you would like financial advice, you can. If you need financial advice, you can go to cfp.net. This is the website for you to find certified financial planners. You can click here and search city, state, or zip code to find a financial planner in your area. Again, this is not a financial advice. You can go to cfp.net to find a financial advisor in your area. Today it'll be crypto heavy. Today's topics will be crypto heavy, but there will be some good topics talked about. So I'm going to wait a few minutes to let other people pile in. I'm going to wait 2 more minutes. 8:05, then we'll start the show. Hope everybody is having a good day. Hope everybody had a good Friday, good day at work, or whatever you were doing. And I do hope everybody will have a better weekend. All right. Now, let's start the show, people. Share my screen here. All right. First topic we're going to be speaking about tonight. This comes from telegraph.com. This is by Marie Hewlett, June 21st. It is U.S. members. This is from the U.S. America members of Congress must disclose crypto holdings above $1,000. Members of Congress must let the government know if they have any cryptocurrency holdings that totals above $1,000. All right. The article goes, the Ethics Committee of the U.S. House of Representatives has issued a memorandum requiring all House members to disclose their cryptocurrency holdings worth over $1,000. Bloomberg reported yesterday, June 20. The memo, dated June 18, outlines a range of disclosure requirements for lawmakers covering crypto holdings, participation in the initial coin offerings, ICOs, and any income earned from cryptocurrency mining. I'm going to put mining in there also. Noting that while the U.S. Commodity Futures Trading Commission, or CFTC, has determined some cryptocurrencies to be commodities, most notably Bitcoin, the Ethics Committee has nonetheless decided that, with respect to financial disclosure, cryptocurrencies will be treated as other forms of securities. House members are therefore required to disclose their own and their spouses' holdings of cryptocurrencies valued at over $1,000 under assets and unearned income. Assets and unearned income. And purchases, sales, or exchanges of crypto valued at over $1,000 under transactions in their annual financial disclosure statement. Being considered as other forms of securities for disclosure purposes, crypto purchases, sales, and exchanges that exceed $1,000 are further subject to periodic transaction report filings, which must be submitted by within 45 days of the transaction, according to the memorandum. The memo explains that the committee has based its decision on the current position adopted towards various cryptocurrencies by the CFTC and other U.S. regulators, including the Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC, indicated that some cryptocurrencies will be regulated under security laws. The Internal Revenue Service, or IRS, advising that for federal tax purposes, it has decided to treat cryptocurrencies as property. Really? Okay. The committee further stresses that because the SEC is still continuing to review its position toward ICOs, any House member who is considering participating in an ICO is strongly encouraged to contact the committee for guidance before doing so. As Bloomberg notes, House rules currently prohibit lawmakers from earning in excess of $28,050 a year from any source not related to their congressional work. That's a question, okay? The new memo clarifies that any payment in crypto, as well as profit derived from crypto mining, is subject to this limit, whereas crypto trading is not. Let me read that again. The new memo clarifies that any payment in crypto, as well as profit derived from crypto mining, is subject to this limit, whereas crypto trading is not, as it's considered a form of investment or unearned income. The memo also indicates that House standards of conduct surrounding insider trading prohibits prohibitation, excuse me, prohibitions will apply to cryptocurrencies just as to any other type of financial holding. The same day the Ethics Committee memorandum was released, the U.S. Office of Government Ethics, or OGE, issued its own disclosure guidance to federal employees, requiring them to report any crypto holdings exceeding $1,000, as well as any income derived from crypto of over $200 within the financial disclosure reporting period. We have another host come on. How you doing, Mike?
Hey, what's going on, brother?
I'm good. I'm good. Yourself?
I'm chilling, man.
All right. You got a little noise in the background there. All right.
Noise?
Okay, it's gone now. I think it was. I think you were just moving or something. I don't know. Um, this article I just read: U.S. members of this from America, members of Congress must disclose crypto holdings above $1,000. Now, coming from a crypto investor, I it's been long theorized that other governments from across the world has been playing this hot potato with cryptocurrency, saying, "Oh, it's illegal, it's not illegal, it's okay, it's not okay, this and that." This has been going on before I have even got into the crypto space, and for this to come out, I coming from a crypto investor, uh, I think that cryptocurrency is starting to become more and more accepted in different countries, and governments are starting to see, okay, we're going to accept this eventually, and they're starting to regulate it and apply the long-standing rules to it. Now, there's other things in this that I question, but from what I read in this article, what do you think about it?
I only caught a piece of that of what you
Okay.
read, but their way of getting around it would just be a blind trust. They'll get a blind trust, and a blind trust will invest into the cryptos, and then it'll say, well, I don't know who's investing in what because my blind trust representative or my broker is actually making the investments.
Now, I know in the past that people will say, "Oh, this guy's nephew, or nieces, or whatever," and well, okay, this sentence, it said House members are therefore required to disclose their own and their spouse's holdings of cryptocurrencies valued over $1,000 under assets and unearned income. Now, I don't know if that's limited to the person and their spouse, but if it is just limited to those two, then yeah, if that person has children of age, or even family members, like you said, they just have a blind trust, they can still technically they can still get away with it because of these rules put in place that only apply to them and their spouse.
Mm-hmm.
It was something else in here that I should have pointed out when I read it. I believe it was something that said cryptocurrencies will be a property. I think I just
Do you mean
read,
an asset?
yeah, asset, and it was something else that said it'll be considered a property that I just read. Okay, here it go. Here it goes. Let's see, where is it at? I'll just read the paragraph. The memo explains that the committee has based its decision on the current position adopted towards various cryptocurrencies by the CFTC and other U.S. regulators, including the Securities and Exchange Commission, indicating that some cryptocurrencies will be regulated under securities law. The IRS advising that for federal tax purposes, it has decided to treat cryptocurrency as a property. So I'm guessing as an asset, because if it's the IRS saying this, they're advising to treat cryptocurrencies as property. That's Go ahead.
That term seems a little vague, right? Because I
Yeah.
guess with property, you pay taxes on the property. That property can't either be moved. It's an immobilized property. Um, I don't understand it. It just seems vague. It doesn't. They don't really seem to really want to go into detail. Maybe because they haven't really figured out all the intricate details that would be necessary to actually classify it as such.
Hmm. Now, speaking on that point, elaborating on what you just said, I've heard other I'm sorry, YouTubers that talk about that I really listen to that speaks about um cryptocurrency and a lot more than I do. They've brought up articles saying, not articles, but I'm just gonna stick with the word articles saying that governments are trying to apply decades, century long rules when it comes to cryptocurrency. They're trying to apply these rules to cryptocurrency and they don't apply. So they're gonna have to, I don't want to use the word makeup. They're gonna have to write new laws to put toward cryptocurrency because these cryptocurrency doesn't apply to stock market laws or these type of laws. So yeah, now that you pointed out, do seem kind of vague. It's like they're saying it right now, but they're working on the rules and regulations. Just what I'm saying.
Yeah. So what it sounds like to me, when I think over it again, is that if you store your currency inside of a wallet, then that wallet becomes property too, and it can be seized. They can seize property just like they can seize a boat or they can seize a house or a car. I guess they're saying the same thing, that they can seize your wallet as well if those currencies are in there.
You got a little not backfeed, but a little static, light slight static. I don't know what it is.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're coming in clear. It's just is it my is it me? I don't know. It's a little
I got a
soft.
new headset. I got a new headset, so I
Okay.
don't know. My other headset broke.
Okay. Yeah. Now, how can they? Okay. Now let's really get into it. Now with the wallet, you can download it onto your computer. It's yours. It's your money. That's one of the things that is attracting people to crypto. You are your own bank. So outside of knowing specifically, hey, you own crypto or you own this specific type of crypto, how can they seize a wallet? You understand that? That's yeah.
They can seize it because it's been stored somewhere, right? So if it was stored on your local PC, then yeah, that they can go after that, right? So they'll confiscate the PC, and their forensics guys will be able to break in and try to make an attempt to seize that wallet. If the wallet was stored, let's say in some kind of a cloud platform like Google or Amazon, then
Mhm.
they wouldn't need a warrant per se to go get that to seize that wallet.
Okay. I'm interested to see. Go
They're
ahead.
just they're just basically, what it sounds like to me is that they're basically saying is that if you're doing transactions and the currency is stored in this wallet on this device or in this location, then we reserve the right to go after it as a federal government. So basically, they could put sanctions on you domestically,
Oh my God.
because that's what they do to
That
foreign countries, right? Foreign nations. They say if you're doing X, Y, and Z, violating some international law or United Nations resolution, then we reserve the right to stop your payments and confiscate your money, because that's what they did to the Iranians. That's what they did to the French under Nixon. They confiscated the gold from the French, and they still haven't given it back to them in 1971. Um, Same thing with Gaddafi in Libya. They went in there and took the gold on forklifts. So they see cryptocurrencies as a digital asset, but you don't need a forklift to actually go and get these cryptocurrencies. For that matter, there's a high probability that they may have to go through Comcast or AT&T or Verizon and say, we want to see which we want to know why this customer is making transactions on your network et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it could be similar to wiretapping.
Hmm. Now, two things. A, you sound much better. That it's like that vibration wasn't coming through. It would sound much more like vibration. And B, if they go that route to the Comcast or the AT&Ts, those service providers, could that could that feed into net neutrality?
Yes.
Mm.
So the biggest piece of net neutrality in this regard would be the freedom of movement on the internet, on your local medium. So your wireless connection from AT&T on your phone, or your physical connection from Comcast being run into your house. Um, we did see today that the federal government actually the Supreme Court actually struck down um, the idea that law enforcement can actually use um, the geolocation tracker on your phone without a warrant. So now they need a warrant to actually find your geolocation position that's on your phone. I assume that this would have probably this will probably apply to cryptos as well. That you can't just take somebody's money just because you think that they're doing something illegal, right? You need some kind of warrant, because what happens when they lose 40 million dollars worth of tokens or whatever it is that they've generated? Where does it go? How do you get it back? Right? It's one thing to take uh, um, you go into a person's house and you confiscate their safe, and there's money inside that safe. You can kind of physically pick it up and put it into a forensics lab, or some sort of safe state where you can actually fight to get it back. But if somebody takes your cryptos, if the federal government takes your cryptos, you're screwed.
Yeah, yeah, because you're not giving it back, and they can easily say, "Oh well, we don't know where it went."
Or they
And
can delete it.
yeah, yeah, just send it to a zero address, and it's gone. You can't get it back. That that makes me think. That makes me think. And now I'm looking at this in a whole other light. Oh, is this the beginning of something? Uh, is this the start of something that we may not want, or just start of irritating laws that they may put in place?
I think judging by the title, it looks like they're going after politicians who may try to who may try to benefit from this over regular civilians, right?
Mm.
Civilians, have to pay taxes and things like that on assets, but if you're a politician, you have ways of getting about this, and this is how like Mitt Romney was caught up in those Panama Papers. All those politicians who were caught up in those Panama Papers. If
Now,
you know what the Panama Papers were.
yeah, the Panama Papers. Panama is another tax haven, and a lot of millionaires and billionaires stored funds in Panama, and they use uh, front businesses set up in Panama to launder money through that. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah, but there was a list of names that was released about a year or so ago.
Yeah, I know one. I saw it, and I know like Saudi nationals was in it. People from Europe, people from all around the world was on. Their names were on those papers. Hmm. Okay, now if okay, if the U.S. government all starts enacting unfavorable laws, or even irritating laws, or laws that can slow down the pace at which a person will want to invest in cryptocurrency. Can you see a number of people fleeing. Not I don't want to say fleeing, but living in other crypto friendly countries like such as Malta. I really don't want to say Puerto Rico since it's a territory of the U.S., but Malta
Well,
or any other countries.
well, they may not necessarily leave, but they'll probably, go marry some other person in that country and set up shop over there and just fly back and forth.
Mm, that's good. Like go like flat out Italy and just take a boat to Malta. That's I mean, people are gonna have all type of ways to get around it, but yeah, I wonder where this is going, and I'm can't wait to see the type of laws that'll come out if the U.S. will sign laws that will be in favor or not favor, or those type of limbo laws concerning crypto. Okay. Well, let's move on to our next point. I thought Mighty Ghost would be here, so I'm gonna skip that right now. Um, Federal. This comes from ccn.com yesterday. This it says Federal Reserve branch adds cryptocurrency price indexes. Yes, really. Mm. Okay, the St. Louis branch of the U.S. Federal Reserve has added four cryptocurrency price trackers to its extensive research database. St. Louis Federal Reserve as crypto price charts announced on Tuesday. The Federal Reserve Economic Data, or FRED, had a database curated by the St. Louis Fed will now include pricing data for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, and Litecoin, going back as early as 2014 in the case of Bitcoin. Data points are, I'm pretty sure dollar wheel ears are perking up on this one. Data points are obtained from San Francisco based cryptocurrency exchange and brokerage platform Coinbase and updated daily at 5 p.m. Okay, uh, I'll come back to that point. Presumably, the St. Louis Fed could add pricing data for Ethereum Classic once Coinbase formally lists it on its platform, a move that is has said will occur in the near future. The Fed's complicated relationship with cryptocurrency. As CCN reported, the St. Louis branch of the Federal Reserve has been surprisingly open to cryptocurrency, both as a technology and as an asset. Cryptocurrency is not a technology. Uh, St. Louis Fed Governor James Bullard recently spoke at cryptocurrency conference Consensus, which was held last month in New York. While not exactly bullish, his comments envision a future in which cryptocurrencies play an important role. He expressed concern that cryptocurrencies could cause the monetary landscape to revert back to a non uniform currency system, such as existed in past centuries. Cryptocurrencies may unwittingly be pushing in the wrong direction and trying to solve an important social problem, which is how best to facilitate market based exchange, he said. Moreover, the St. Louis Fed published an article earlier this year in which it noted that Bitcoin is not really all that different from regular currency, such as the US dollar. Specifically, the Fed said that both BTC and USD are backed by nothing, scarce, and at least in the case of cash, decentralized. However, officials at other branches of the Fed have been less amicable toward cryptocurrencies. Rachel Bostic, who heads the Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta, warned young people at a recent conference not to invest in cryptocurrencies. Oh my God. Which he, Raphael, which he compared to hype driven collectibles such as Beanie Babies. You know what? Minneapolis Federal Reserve President Neil Kashkari similarly said in May that the cryptocurrency market has become a farce and that blockchain technology is probably more interesting and has more potential than Bitcoin. Meanwhile, the Federal Reserve Bank of San Francisco released a report which argued that the true value of Bitcoin is $1,800, a figure that roughly correlates to the cost of mining one Bitcoin. The bank arrived at this figure by valuing Bitcoin by similar metrics as those often applied to entrenched commodities like gold and oil. Okay, two things. Um, it gets its data points from Coinbase. Why not just go to Coinbase? Since Coinbase been tracking Bitcoin since pre 2014, why even go to the St. Louis Federal Reserve? We could just see these data points straight from Bitcoin. And two, I'm going to rant here. Raphael Bostic warned young people not to invest in cryptocurrencies. And this is it's been said that um, financial advisors have been advising rich families to invest in Bitcoin, and how rich families have been hoarding hundreds of Bitcoin in wallets throughout the world. This has been reported, and now, like I said in the previous about the previous article, there's this hot potato tit for tat that's been going on. Cryptocurrencies okay? No, it's not okay. Just like Jamie Dimon years ago, he forsake cryptocurrency. Now he's turning his thought process around. Now you get these people that are telling young people and other people not to invest in cryptocurrency. I'll bet you that people like this, such as Raphael Bostic and what's the other person name? Neil Kashkari, are invested in cryptocurrency, hold some type of cryptocurrencies. I can bet you these people do. It's like they're trying to get people not to invest in cryptocurrency so they can um, gobble up everything. So when it shoots off, they can say, "Oh, well, we were wrong," and they're sitting pretty. I'm done.
Yeah. So the Federal Reserve's job is to control the domestic currency as well as the means of exchange for that currency. So if Bitcoin and cryptocurrency are a threat to the U.S. dollar, then they want to stick their tentacles into that and make sure that that doesn't usurp the dollar for what it is, right? You keep in mind that they are a private institution and not beholden to the federal government. They actually, the federal government is actually beholden to them.
Mm-hmm.
And what it sounds like is that they want to deflate the price of Bitcoin in particular, and control it for themselves, because they don't really have any control over it. Um, and if they can deflate the value of it, then that shows how much power they have as players in the game.
It's like they're trying to deflate it to get to get in at a lower price level, to get all they can at a lower price level, because they seen it like the fourth quarter last year. Fourth quarter, they price of Bitcoin just took off from 5,000 to it touched 20,000, and I'm sure that lit a fire under them and made everybody say, "Well, let's take a look at this." And so they're trying to deflate it to get in as low as they can.
Well, keep in mind that the Federal Reserve is not just some bank you can just walk into. They are the currency manipulators themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They make currency, and then they delete currency, or they destroy currency. It's more than likely that they've been working on um, their own charts and whatnot, their own economists, and financial advisors internally have been looking at cryptocurrencies, and they more than likely have their own supercomputers built inside each Federal Reserve, or many of the Federal Reserves in the country, as a way to determine, how hard is it to actually build or mine for a cryptocurrency, in particular Bitcoin. And they're probably evaluating and say that, well, it only takes this much CPU horsepower or GPU horsepower, this many teraflops, or this many transactions per second to build out a cryptocurrency like Bitcoin. And then they're saying, oh, well, this is really the value of it, and this is where it should be. And the Federal Reserve, when that's coming from the Federal Reserve, what that does, that has a lot of weight in saying, because if it was just some rogue, some rogue evangelist like Max Kaiser saying something, then that might be different. But when you have a big institution like the Federal Reserve saying, "Well, this is really what the value should be," you're trying to collapse Bitcoin from where it is.
Mm-hmm.
And consider that
And
Bitcoin is used around the world. What they can do is they can enact, or at least influence other alphabet bodies and agencies within the United States to say, hey, you know, we need to start putting sanctions, or we need to start putting sanctions on people who do business with cryptos like Bitcoin, so that way they can all pretty much stop the flow of traffic and token trading. So
this I don't think the vast majority of people know that the Federal Reserve is not affiliated with the United States. It's not a branch of the United States. You understand what I'm saying? I don't think
right,
many
they
people
don't they
know.
don't know the difference. They don't know the difference that the Federal Reserve is a private institution versus a public institution like the SEC or the IRS.
Right. And because it's really genius that they chose the name Federal Reserve, because that invokes, oh, it's part of the government because it's called Federal Reserve, when it's not. That's just a convenient name to get you to think that. Um, yeah, it's this is okay. Let me ask you something. It's been wildly speculated that one Bitcoin will cost 20 no $1 million in the future, a couple of years in the future. And Bitcoin is, hope I'm saying this right, divisible by 8 digits after the the notch. If Bitcoin is worth $1 million, and let's say Dollar Will owns, yeah, Dollar Will owns one Bitcoin. How I'm trying to say it what I think it. What is the significance of owning one Bitcoin when it's worth $1 million?
It could be used as an asset. I think, as the article pointed out before. Um, you're holding on to one asset, right? That's your one lottery ticket. But what happens when the agencies decide that we need to start taxing um, these kind of cryptocurrency? You only have one actual cryptocurrency, and that becomes risky. If you only have one, what's the chances of it being compromised and being taken away from you? You only had one.
Mm-hmm. Because I don't know why I thought this, since maybe I heard this wrong for somebody else. Since it's divisible by since there's 8 digits past the notch, then it can be spent. I don't, how do I don't know what I was trying to think. I don't know. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that hey, what's going on, Dollar Will?
Hey,
I
what's
was
that?
just gonna say that I don't think Bitcoin is gonna reach that point. I think another cryptocurrency is gonna come and take its place,
Yeah, I think that too.
because now you're starting to see um Ethereum, EOS,
More sophisticated.
yeah, more and now they even have block what do you call that, block cloud. So
Mm.
now you have a whole entire ecosystem beyond Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is just the currency, and you're thinking about the blockchain is the method of transaction and the whole entire infrastructure that backs it. The investment is going to be more into the blockchain aspect rather than the coin itself.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Now that's interesting because when I do think there's another coin that's going to overcome Bitcoin. Um, but the coin that, like you mentioned, the coin that do overtake it is going to have is going to have some type of amazing technology behind it. You know, not only Bitcoin, but it's going to be able to with the coin itself and the technology behind and the blockchain technology behind it, and whatever any other technology they can put on top of that is going to be able to be a uh, a Swiss Army knife. Is what I'm trying to say. So,
Well, I think there's going to be different cryptocurrencies for um, different commodities, right? So you have cannabis, you have other agricultural goods, ride sharing. Different cryptocurrencies going to be used for different things, and people are just going to have to collect, different tokens and things of that nature. It's not uncommon that maybe even Dollar Will can speak to this. Is that you had Canadian quarters and silver dollars floating around the United States at one point. Um, you had $2 bills and Mexican pesos and things of that nature floating around. People's cash registers at stores and things of that nature. And so it's
mhm.
not uncommon that you'll start to see a division, not a division, but a variety of cryptocurrencies people will have to hold in order to do business. Kind of the 40 flavors, the Baskin Robbins of cryptocurrencies. You'll end up.
uh, I like how you put that. You got anything to say about that, Dollar Will?
I'm actually still trying to fall into what the. Sorry for joining late. I'm trying to get the context of the discussion.
Oh,
What's the
the
problem that we're solving or
the
assessing?
the federal I could close now, but the Federal Reserve of St. Louis is the article was the Federal Reserve of St. Louis will be keeping track of data points that from will be keeping track of data points of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. I think he said Bitcoin Cash also.
What do they mean by data points?
Uh,
That got my technical antenna up.
Historic. I'm gonna try to open it. Oh,
When they
yeah.
say
That's when
something
I was
like that.
reading. I'm gonna try to open it back up. When I was reading, I thought about you. I think they're trying to say they're going to be. You can go on the Federal Reserve of St. Louis. It's specifically saying St. Louis. You can go on their site. Where was it? Okay, ads. Okay, you can go on their site to look at historical prices and charts, historical charts of these four cryptocurrencies, and
See,
specific.
this is kind of making me think of like a year ago when I was asking questions about crypto and when it was just this outside kind of thing, this decentralized thing unto itself, and I would ask questions about how's it going to trade? Is it how does it correlate to the dollar? And I believe in the general market among I guess regular everyday crypto traders or collectors. I think there was a belief or an idea that crypto was something else, something unique, or not that it's not unique, but something like different from other currencies. But when you start talking about Federal Reserve and when once they paired it with the U.S. dollar and started quoting the value of crypto relative to the dollar and Ripple relative to the dollar, that brought crypto right into the competitive world of other currencies.
And here we go. The title of the article reads: Federal Reserve branch adds cryptocurrency price indexes. And just read the first paragraph. It says announced on Tuesday, the Federal Reserve Economic Data, a database curated by the St. Louis Fed, will now include price data for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, and Litecoin going back to as early as 2014 in the case of Bitcoin. And they're going to
That's all.
sort.
That's all. That's all. That's all. That's enough. I mean, as far as what I need, because they're saying that they're going to give that. Why are they giving that data for technical traders? Okay,
Yeah,
they're
that's what I
going to
thought
look
about
at.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to look at those because a lot of people, and these are not just individuals. You got countries look at it this way. You got a lot of big whales when they're holding a lot of one currency. Let's see. Let me try to. This is the way I think of it.
Break it down,
There's
break it down, break it down,
currency,
brother.
and then there's value. There's you have money, and your money is worth something. You're trying to the money or currency is a. This is the way I think of it. Is a vehicle that stores value. When that currency rises, your value rises. Not your value, the value of your wealth or whatever. The value it rises. But when that currency falls, your value or spending power decreases. So the goal is to not have your money lose value. And when technical traders, that's what we're trying to do. We want to have our money grow in value and not lose value over time. So having those data points and those charts going back to 2014 is going to allow people to just look at a chart and decide whether they want to buy crypto or buy the dollar, since it's paired across from the dollar, or buy the euro or just like any other currency. So crypto is going to be as volatile as any other currency. No more, no less. It's going to rise and fall like everything else, which takes it back to my point that in addition to the fundamental, people have to really try to learn how to read charts. Because that's the only way that you'll be able to have your money not lose value.
Okay. Any other points?
So I think it's great. Crypto and Bitcoin, Ripple, or all of these, they're here to stay. I'm not. Don't take anything I'm saying to think that they're not here. They're here, and the big institutions that recognize them, and they're bringing them under the tent along with other storehouses of value, which is what currency is. It's vehicles to store value.
I got a question for the both of you. Cryptocurrency is a global thing.
Say it again.
Cryptocurrency is a global thing. It is global. We all know that. People in Japan, people in Estonia, people in Australia, people in Kenya, Mozambique, Burundi, Venezuela, people all around the world, Hawaii can purchase cryptocurrency. Now, these cryptocurrency has a max number, such as Bitcoin is 21 million, Ripple is 30 billion, Litecoin I think is 100 million. And we all know and truly believe that, well, just I'm leave it at no, that not only people are purchasing these cryptocurrencies, but rich families, rich, wealthy people, banks, and governments are um, purchasing these cryptocurrencies. So when it's all said and done, years from now, when there's not a lot of these top cryptocurrencies floating around to buy, the prices are going to just, as they say, skyrocket up, such as Ripple. Ripple is 50 some cent now. These rich people can buy hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of Ripple. So Ripple can skyrocket to 100, 200, 3, 4, $500 in the future. You get what I'm trying to go here?
Yeah, but they they have risk associated with that too. Like right now, they could what their risk is that they buy now and it drops down to 25 cents. So yeah, in the future, so they it's likely to be worth a lot more, and that'll be good for them in the future. That's their payment for enduring the risk now.
And this
And when it gets to the top, it could start falling faster than they can sell it, and they could maybe not be able to really capture all of that if they don't aren't reading the charts right and don't get too greedy and want to hold out for the very last second.
now this is why I'm continuing to try to wrap my mind around. We're gonna stick with Ripple. Ripple is below a dollar. It's been below a dollar for a long time. It's been below a penny for a long time. People still had ample time and still have ample time to purchase as many Ripple, or let's say XRP, as they can. The wealth that can be generated from this. The first article stated how some government officials were telling young people not to purchase cryptocurrency because whatever reason they're telling people not to do this. These people are believing them when you can get in on the ground floor, such as EOS and XRP, purchase as many as you can while the price is down. So when the price goes to hundreds of dollars, that's that's your, as Mike said, that's your lotto ticket.
You're right, but it's harder. The psychology of people is that we don't like it when we buy something today and next month it's worth less. Next week, next month it's worth. That's very hard to do. It's a discipline thing. You're right. If someone were to, let's say, buy and hold, or what we call it in the stock world, dollar cost average into Bitcoins, and that means every paycheck you buy some cryptos, or whichever one, Ripple, Bitcoin, whatever, whichever one you think is going to rise, or, escalate over the next few years. If someone was to do that right now, I believe they would make a profit, sure. But people, it's just something about the psychology of people. They only want to join the party after it started. And so they end up joining too late. It's like when prices go up, we're too, what was that word that Greenspan said? Was it Alan Greenspan? Irrational exuberance. Okay. We get greedy and we think it's going to go up forever. And then when it falls down low, we think that it's never going to rise again. It's really weird how we would rather pay a lot for something than a little. It's backwards, but that's just how human psychology is. We like it when it costs 10,000, but when it's 50 cents, we suspicious of it.
I agree. Go ahead, Mike.
We attribute value to to the cost, right? So nobody would, Ferrari wouldn't be able to maintain the value of its cars if everybody can buy them. So they have to be limited in production as well as high in cost, and that's why it maintains its value. But for an American, things that are cheap are considered to be less of quality and less in value, as opposed to something being very expensive. Then it has some kind of meaning to it. Then there has to be some long term longevity of value that's gonna be associated with it. So
Right.
depreciation. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, and that is the difference right there between, I would say, let's say, successful traders or professional traders. They've trained their mind to overcome that natural human inclination to see the expensive thing as valuable and the inexpensive thing as worthless. You become a contrarian in your view. You're able to recognize that first of all, you don't follow the crowd. You're able to look at the data and make your own independent decision. You're there before the crowd, because the crowd comes in, and the hysteria of the crowd causes the price to rise. You're already in.
Mm-hmm.
See, the new, and also news kind of plays into this too, because is news is what's happening. So it's like dog bites man is news,
Mm-hmm.
and so news is not doesn't keep you forward looking. It tells you what happened today, and kind of keeps you a step behind. And so when people don't have any kind of discipline in terms of knowing how to trade technically, or knowing how to interpret the fundamental data, as you guys are helping everybody to do, all including me, helping everybody understand this, they trade off of their emotions. They end up late to the party. They buy too late and they sell too late. Both they always they don't get in early enough, and they don't sell fast enough.
I know I've had people just talk about me, just, oh, why you doing this? Why you doing that? And I'm in this world, and I'm speaking to like-minded people, and me and like-minded people saying, oh man, this is real cheap. And we're looking at the fundamental data, and and there are people looking at the technical data, and common sense says, oh, this this can be a game changer in the future. Let me get as much as I can now. And those people that clown you because you this not gonna be enough, because they don't have the foresight to see 5, 10 years in the future, or 7 generations in the future. But so I say it to say, I understand what you're saying.
Well, I tell you what, I'm not the I'm not in I'm not I guess the cheerleader for crypto that a lot of people are. But I tell you what, that you don't have to be a cheerleader to understand the daggone volume. When you see the market cap of Bitcoin, and you read articles about some of the big whales who are buying it, watching the price. It doesn't take a whole lot to understand the significance of a Ripple, becoming the coin of used to transfer money.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that it's a utility thing. We need that.
Mm-hmm.
So one, we need it. Two, when the dollar finishes its rise, and it's going to be, for me, I'm gonna be really interested in Bitcoin and Ripple. Because I don't understand, I don't understand it as deeply as you do, but I understand Ripple. I can see
Right,
the
right.
utility of it. It doesn't.
Yeah,
I don't. It's like I don't have to be that bright to get that.
right. Because when I
And
first started investing in crypto, I saw Ripple, and I heard about it, and I saw what it do, what it's for, and I said to myself, wow, I remember all them times I used to send money via Western Union and MoneyGram, and it costs 10, 15, 25, $50. And I said to myself, and it took a long time, and I saw that Ripple was doing this at a fraction of the cost. I said, wow, I need to buy this.
Well, just the idea of having a decentralized currency, I can go to another country and I have money.
Right. And that's
I have I have my Bitcoin and Ripple in America, and I have my Bitcoin and Ripple in another country. So I don't arrive broke to
and
another country.
and to me, that when I thinking about that, it's like, how can you not invest in this? One thing you need is a computer, internet connection, upload your wallet, get it online and cash out to whatever the currency that the country you're in. To me, that is awesome.
And also coming at it as a trader from just the more traditional trading, I know that big money, they will buy anything.
Mm.
They will buy garbage if it's popular. If there's a crowd of people interested in it, they'll buy it just because the crowd of people are interested in it. It doesn't even have to have anything more fundamental going on than that. Okay, because once you have a crowd interested, that just the attention of people, that's potential. You can convert that to money. Look at how long Facebook was going, wasn't making money, and eh, eh, all the attention it gets. Why? Because it's got the eyeballs, it's got the attention of people. Bitcoin has the attention of the world.
Hmm.
How could you not? And so I just have the gray hairs to have seen uh, major investors buy garbage internet stocks that didn't even really have a product, that didn't even have a profit, and these stocks were costing 200 and 300 something dollars with no product really. So I know that the markets are not logical. It's not logical, but the money you make is real.
Yeah, that's real.
Okay. So I think we overthink things. We overthink it. You just look at the daggone volume of that's traded in Bitcoin. That volume is going to go higher. Nothing you've seen on a volume chart for Bitcoin will come close to what it's going to be when the dollar reaches its peak, because the big fish are in the party now. They weren't involved the last time. When Bitcoin went to 20,000, the whales of the world were not involved. World governments were not talking about Bitcoin at that time. They are now.
Mm.
So you haven't seen nothing yet in terms of volume.
Okay, well, I'm getting kind of hyped. So let's go to our next topic. Any other points about the last topic? No. All right. This is from CoinTelegraph.com by Connor Blankensop. It's from June 19th. Blockchain sports betting app to predict outcome of World Cup matches. And what got my attention was blockchain sports betting app. I know you and Matty Ghost were talking about this last week.
Hold on, man. Let me get my mind. Don't go too fast. I can't. I gotta slow down and put
Okay.
this in my mind. You said
Okay.
soccer, World Cup, right?
Yes.
Football.
Yes. Football.
Okay. So you talking about the number one sport on planet Earth, right?
Yes.
And people are going to be betting all over the world on the
Oh,
number one sport using blockchain and
blockchain.
and and, and likely some coin, right? Is that where we're going with this?
Uh, I know it's blockchain. I'm gonna read into it, see if it's a coin. Now I do know of a cryptocurrency that is supposed to be doing something like this, but now that you put it like that, yes. That's a
What
big.
better marketing vehicle for a coin or blockchain than to be associated with the number one sport on earth?
You know what? It is a token. So let's dive real deep into this. Excuse me. A blockchain based application that helps sports fans receive reliable and transparent betting advice has launched its main platform only a couple days after the football World Cup kicked off in Russia. Blitz Predict aims to provide innovative solutions to the issues that have plagued the betting industry in recent years by recording predictions on the outcome of sports events on a immutable block. Oh my God. Like this, I gotta stop right there. This is what I'm talking about. When people say, "Oh, blockchain technology, it has limited applications." When people let give people's ideas will prove you wrong. I I wouldn't have thought about this. Somebody did, and this they can be making money. Let's continue, please.
Well, not
Um,
not not only just the making money part, the comfort level to the common person on earth. They're
mhm.
gonna be who's not even trading any kind of cryptocurrency, but they like soccer. This
And
might be the way a lot of people really learn about it and get comfortable. They see a utility for it because
ah,
it's involved in it. It came to their sport life. I'm a big fantasy football fanatic. Okay, I've been playing for I don't know 6 7 years. Okay, so I'm on DraftKings, and so yeah, I and soccer is a whole lot bigger than fantasy football
mm,
than the NFL.
this is crazy. All right, these predictions will be time stamped against true market odds, with the Las Vegas based company saying this feature will create a verifiable public record of everyone's predictions. It is hoped that this technology will enable users to make informed decisions on which betting strategies to back, as it will become harder for experts to hide their record, lie about the prices they got, and delete their losses altogether. A transparent figure showing each person's return on investment is shown, providing users with an at a glance assessment of an expert's past performance. Without this, bettors could end up putting their money at risk by following bad advice because they do not have the fuller picture of an expert's history. Users can purchase World Cup betting advice using the platform's XBP token, which is ERC20 compliant and built on the Ethereum network. The Blitz Predict platform offers blogging functionality as well as soccer. It is also it also provides a Major League Baseball model according to the company. The MLB model has had a 25 to 8 start, resulting in a win percentage of 76%. And Blitz Predict says it has already recommended plenty of underdogs that have come through. The XBP token is being listed on several exchanges, including HitBTC, Cryptopia, Bancor, and IDEX, making it easy for users to make deposits, trades, and withdrawals easily. Times are changing in the US market. Blitz Predict says May's ruling by the Supreme Court to legalize sports betting in certain US states was particularly welcome news for the company. As reported by Cointelegraph at the start of the year, the judgment was long awaited. Illegal sports betting is estimated to be worth billions of dollars in America alone, and the company believes that legal betting platforms have a tremendous market opportunity to entice these players into using their services. Blitz Predict says this newly established demand will be accompanied by an appetite for high quality content and tools which can enhance a person's odds of winning a bet, and it believes the blockchain driven tools will help it to stand out from competitors. The platform is already plotting its expansion beyond football and MLB, which plans to release a tennis model ahead of the Wimbledon Championships commencing in London next month. Blitz Predict also intends to turn its attention to the flourishing esports market by launching tournaments and offering a smart contract betting feature, better prices, and faster payouts. Blitz Predict says it wants to ensure that bettors can quickly and consistently find the best prices for their bets, eliminating the time consuming process of scoring different marketplaces which offer different odds for the same event. The company is establishing a liquidity reserve which ensures that users receive immediate payouts once an event has concluded, a far cry from the long waiting times that bettors can experience through centralized platforms. The company says that its soccer model is going to predict the outcome of every World Cup match based on the vital statistics surrounding each team, adding that it has a ton of content planned, including regular articles and a weekly podcast to ensure football fans can keep up to date on the latest twists and turns in the tournament. Now, Dollar Will, I know you about to blow top to get in on this. I want to say two things. It's on an immutable blockchain for one, which means it can't be once it's loaded onto the blockchain, it can't be deleted. It's there. And two, it's an ERC20 token, which means it's going to have smart contracts, which means once people place their bets and put their money in, then a smart once the whoever wins, they're going to automatically be paid, no time wasted whatsoever. The smart contracts are going to fulfill and do whatever it's supposed to do. So let loose, man.
I'm just speechless, man. I just this is wow,
I know.
wow,
Wow.
wow. I mean, look, okay. I'm thinking about, of course, fantasy football use. I'm thinking also, um, all of these stock prognosticators out here too. How if blockchain can do can provide a ledger for all of the let's say fantasy sports tip providers. There's a big industry out there. People making a lot of money for helping people organize their fantasy sports team. Okay, so if that blockchain can help, uh, I guess, qualify or certify who's really good at it, it can do a whole lot in the world of finance too, and using the same model. Because as far as in that same program, it could be somebody picking a stock.
Now, I just looked up the XBP token. It costs less than a penny. You can get let's calculate this, shall we? Let's say 100 at the current price, $100. At the current price to six, you get 37,000.
See, okay, have you talked about Akon yet?
Nah, I haven't yet. That's going to be the end because Ulysses
Okay.
said he want to talk
Well,
about it. And
well, let me just say it like this: you got people just coming out. I don't know. I don't know what the name of it is. Just let me just call it vanity coins.
oh yeah, yeah.
Let me just call it that. I wouldn't be surprised if Oprah had a coin. Okay, but something like this. Um, just because there's so much money moving within fantasy sports, this coin could get to be pretty big.
Yeah, and it just introduced March 27th. But right now is just reading what they just said, just reading about it and what it can do, what they say it's gonna do. It obviously we agree that it could be big, but right now it's below a penny. And this goes back to the other article we just talked about, how people are not seeing this, and they this can be a wealth, some type of, not a wealth transfer, but a wealth generator. This thing, we read the article, and the price of the coin is below a penny, and with just $100, which I know many people will blow that 27 type of ways, you can get 37,000.
Wow. So how does this strike you, Mike?
Well, it made sense that they were going to move in that direction. Um, Everybody's going to use the blockchain to basically authenticate transactions in the same way that you would with the Swift system, just 10 times quicker. It's just, I mean, that was logical. That it's a logical move for a company to make. Now it makes it more trusted. It's a more trusted platform.
Right.
Especially being an ERC20 token, it can implement them smart contracts.
So people start receiving payment of their fantasy sports winnings in these coins. And then they're able to like go to Amazon and buy it, buy something with the coin. Wouldn't that be something? You get the coin, you go to Amazon and you buy groceries.
Well, if it's anything over $600, then the IRS is going to want to know about it. So what's going to happen is you're going to see some of these alphabet soup agencies get involved and start to crack down on these betting apps and things of that nature.
Now, what about this? You take your winnings, buy another cryptocurrency that you can use to, some cryptocurrencies are coming out with cards, like credit cards, where you can buy things with them. So you take your earnings, transfer it to that cryptocurrency, and just buy things with it.
Well, once the earnings leave the ecosystem, then it's now considered an income.
Okay, because I was thinking you take it to the exchange.
So you see, slow that down for me, Mike. So once I move it from that original crypto to another crypto, it becomes income. Or let's say that I turn it to US dollars. It becomes income. When does it become an income?
It becomes an income once you take it out of its ecosystem.
Okay.
Anywhere. Gotcha.
Yeah. Anytime you take a currency out of its, or earnings out of its ecosystem, you have to declare it. And if you get a lot of people who may not understand the laws, then what happens is all those earnings that they had before, they can get their property seized, like we had talked about earlier, with asset seizures by the alphabet soup agencies.
Yeah, but you know what? They're probably gonna define, like you said, a dollar amount. They're gonna have to, because violations of the law is going to be rampant, and they can't. They're gonna have to decide at what level, price point, is it worth it.
Well, it may go back to the Prohibition era in the 1920s.
Ooh. Now, if that happens, this price is just going to skyrocket, because people going to want something they can't have. And,
Oh, you mean it's going to create a black market?
Yeah,
for crypto.
Yeah, skyrocket.
Well, by default, cryptos are a black market, right? Because they're decentralized.
Pretty interesting, folks. Pretty interesting.
I tell you, interesting future.
So
we'll play it by ear, but I just think the numbers of people. I think this is a situation where the laws are going to catch up to. Let me see. They're going to create laws to catch up to the behaviors of people. Because you can't lock everybody up. It's too expensive. It's like anarchy, okay? When you got a whole lot of people breaking a law, it's kind of easier to get rid of the law.
Well, because you're right about that, but the first step that they will do is they'll start putting you on a no-fly list, and number two, take away your driver's license to immobilize you. So the difference between the United States and China is that China owns the networks, the government owns the networks, whereas in America the networks are actually privatized. But now you're starting to see the FCC, the federal government, work with private, the private internet exchanges, AT&T, Verizon, and Comcast, and Cox, and the rest of those rest of those ventures, to harness the transaction of applications. So who's making Bitcoin transactions, who's in what kind of wallet, and things of that nature. I think we did a hangout about that a couple months ago.
Yeah, they got to be very precise and careful where they draw the line on where they draw the line that's violation. Because again, if they draw it low, and a whole lot of people get caught up, and they end up, like you said, on no-fly lists, and their driver's licenses revoked. Well, there's an economic fallout from that too. People not engaged in other types of commerce because of this, and so in pursuit of tax revenue, lost revenue in, say, the Bitcoin area, you can retard economic growth in other areas and reduce taxes in other areas. It's tricky. Tricky.
It may end up becoming the new child support 2.0. Just because you don't have any kids don't mean that these guys won't come after you for being a deadbeat, not paying your internal revenue.
Yeah, the thing is that in this case, I believe there's going to be so many people involved that the pushback against government is going to be tremendous. I'm hoping that it's just confusing and uproarious enough, of course, to bring about the what you call it, the VAT tax. That's what I'm hoping for. Yeah, let's make it. Let's bring on the rebellion to overhaul the tax code.
You say the VAT tax?
Yeah, the value-added tax.
Oh. Now, it stated it's going to turn its attentions to the flourishing esports market. Does that encompass fantasy sports?
I think are they talking about like Madden gaming and Warcraft and all those games? Is that what they talking about?
Yeah, they talking about
those token-based games.
Talking about like Madden.
Well, this going to become stuff that's not token based will become token based, because then now that gambling is more legal. I think a lot of things that didn't have a gambling aspect will have a gambling aspect. We love to gamble. We love to gamble.
Now, it's something else it pointed out. It says, according to the company, the MLB model has a 25-8 start, resulting in a win percentage of 76%. When people hear that you have a good chance of winning, won't that attract more people to come into it to make that quick flip or that big win? Anyone?
It appears so.
And one more thing. What about derivative betting? Such as, I bet he won't score. I bet the Patriots won't score a touchdown.
Over, under, and all that. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Yeah, you guys remember several years ago when Tony Romo was playing, he was trying to start a fantasy sports league and in the NFL stepped in to stop it, and here we are now. The league is moving a team to Vegas and getting fully into sports betting, and Tony Romo works for the league. Funny, you see how it's all falling together now.
Well, we don't know what kind of agreements they have. Guys like Tony Romo may have signed that may disallow any players from in being involved in money generating outside of the NFL's control. That's not uncommon. They probably signed some kind of agreement and he probably violated it.
Right. Well, I guess I was just bringing up how they were kind of against gambling because they were, quote, protecting the shield. And then in this short amount of time, the league is headlong into gambling. They moved a team to Vegas now. So,
well, they're losing money. Don't forget the NFL has been losing money for quite some time. And more importantly, the NBA is losing a lot of money because they have to subsidize the WNBA for what it is, because nobody really watches those games. They don't really generate any revenue. They're actually bleeding as it stands. So
I think all the major leagues are losing money, because I just read, because I'm a baseball fan, I just read that MLB has been losing money also.
Yeah, and fantasy sports betting is making money.
Now, what team is moving to Las Vegas?
Oakland, right?
Yeah, Oakland, I think so. Yeah,
I thought they were in LA.
That's for now.
Okay. Well, guess who we got on right now?
I think what's going on? They're building the stadium in Vegas. Is that the deal?
I think that's what it is, and they've been talking about building a high-speed rail link between Vegas and Cali. So
we got none other than Akon has joined.
What's up? What's up, fellows?
What's going on, player?
Man, just came in here, man. Like I was real tired, man. I was just on the phone with Ulysses. He's in traffic. He's rolling over through here.
Yeah,
so
LA.
Yeah.
Did you just hear what we just talked about? How this article I just read, blockchain sports betting app.
Yeah, I was actually listening to it, because see what I'm doing. I'm getting up on some stuff. I was looking at Ethereum and some of these other blockchain apps, and we were kind of talking about, he was talking about actually coming up with a whole, maybe getting a cannabis kind of a blockchain there, because a fairly interesting article actually came out about Ghana, and
I read that.
You read that, right? So I was just keep my eyes on some of this blockchain stuff, and really wrap my arms around it heavy, and seeing exactly kind of what's the capitalization in the markets and so forth, how many dollars are really in there. So it looks like they're over $400 billion really in overall kind of Bitcoin altogether. Am I correct? In its overall market capitalization. Am I correct about that?
No, it's not. It's not 400 billion, because the market cap is about 250 some billion, but
it's ridiculously high.
Yeah, it's about 105 billion right now.
Okay, all right. And I've seen a lot. Some of the stuff run up and then it came down, then it's come back up again. So there's a lot of volatility going on. But it seems like when the Chinese kind of stepped in, there was things have been looking up lately. But just keep my eye on it. I understand financial instruments, markets, and so forth, and I'm just looking at this stuff closely, just looking at it. And it looks alive, but I just would hope it's going to hold up. It's going to hold up a lot. Is there going to be a big crash in it? What bothers me is some of these Wall Street people are coming into this, and they've been, they're known to fuck shit up, and I'm just worried that they're getting into this Bitcoin game, even though the middleman has been cut out in so many ways. How are these guys going to get in here and fuck the market up as well? So I'm just if you guys follow where I'm coming from. Anyway,
I'm with you, but you know what? I'm excited that they're coming, because it's gonna increase the volatility. It's gonna increase the market cap. It's gonna make the price movement more explosive.
Okay.
Because they're going to bring money like you had greed, man. You talk about greed. These are the real greedy bastards, okay?
But it makes me a little nervous. I mean, there's certain things because, like I said, I'm just trading in the stock market and bond market and so forth. Just looking at how things are going there, I don't think it's sustainable. I think some things are just going to start to drop after a while because we have so many unfunded liabilities that they're freaking hiding, and I don't want to see that shit happen in this Bitcoin game.
I mean, these are terrible times. I mean, maybe I should be doing a video tomorrow, but I believe that the majors like the S&P and I've really looked at the S&P. Let me not speak on the Dow. The S&P looks like it rolled over. It's done. It's done.
Yeah.
It's not going to reach that high. It's done. It's already started going retreating back, and so we have a triangle, a huge triangle, and it rolled over. It's rolling over without making a new high. I think it's gone up. This bounced from the bottom from that big drop in February. We have gone as high in that bounce as it's going to go. This is it. It's
done. And there's some other indicators that I look at that people are talking about. I've watched very closely with Deutsche Bank and how, their whole investment banking sector basically fucked them over. And, they've got a lot of problems there. And Deutsche Bank's having a problem. Biggest bank in Germany, strongest economy there. What does that really mean? Just my spider sense is tingling and it's saying this is not good. So I'm just looking at what's going on here in the United States, and I'm keeping a close eye on the Fed funds rate as I look at them, looking at the interest rates and seeing how much higher can they raise them before they slow the economy down. Then they got to bring them down from there, and all the other issues that are going to happen. I'm not feeling good about some of this. So
no, you shouldn't. Everybody needs to keep their eyes, stay on the alert for the next couple of weeks, because I think we're going to have a really nasty fall in a lot of things. Gold,
I'm feeling indexes. I'm feeling. I think gold is going to get hit for the short term, but I just believe, quite frankly, that for the long term is your best bet, man.
I agree, but it's going to fall nasty before then, and the way the setup is going, it looks like it's going to be quick, which is beautiful. That's like the best thing. If it could just drop like a knife, and
it'll be good, because then you buy at the bottom, and
right?
Then, you know what I mean?
Right, because that's the safe haven everybody's going to run to, but it's not. It's got to hit a bottom, and it's not. It had to break this floor that's under it right now and just fall and just become dirt cheap, and then people need to pile in. But at that time, I believe it's looking like it might correspond with the Bitcoin crash, because that floor is going to break for Bitcoin too. That's not going to hold either. Okay, so that's going to put us right down in the ridiculously low areas that I've been projecting. And so I think gold and Bitcoin is going to get real cheap real fast, and we all should be hoping for that. Let's hope that the lower trading volume that's typical across the summer months basically creates a situation where there's not enough volume and not enough support there to stop the thing from falling. So let's just let it fall fast and go ahead and hit the bottom, so that people can have a safe place to run when the Dow, or as the Dow and S&P start to fall. Then people will have a safe place to run. And Bitcoin could be one of those safe places. That's why when I read headlines about major banks and companies and big whales, and they're looking at Bitcoin, because they know how to read charts better than I do. Okay, so they're saying that they're preparing the money for it. Okay, so when you read in one article about the trouble that the banks are in, and that the Dow and S&P is rolling over. If you look at the S&P and Dow, and you look at a volume chart, that's scary. You bring up a monthly S&P and look at the volume chart below it. It tells everything. Do you have can you do that, Lionel?
Okay. Repeat that again.
S&P. Let's see an S&P chart. You can go to your site there.
And one of the things I'm taking a close look at right now, the government treasuries, and seeing where we're going, because as the interest rates go up, I'm really going. I think a lot of people are going to bop out of this fucking stock market. They're going to jump. They're going to start, go into the bond market quickly as the interest rates start to go, and start to go up, and we're going to see a precipitous fall in the stock market. And I don't know, as that starts to drop, that's going to be a very interesting way to see how they're going to keep that from dropping, of which I don't think they're going to be able to stop that too much. I think we're going to be looking at the market going down, well over 10, maybe 20 basis points easily, maybe, a lot more than that. I don't know. It's going to be hard to say, but I'm not I'm just, man.
I'm uber bearish.
Man, my outlook right now is not good, bro. I'm not feeling good about things over the next year or so. I'm not feeling good. I'm not very confident. I'm not feeling good, knowing what I know. But anyway, go ahead. You were going to say something, Dollar?
Yeah, I watch a lot of trading videos just to see where other people what they're saying relative to what I'm saying. I don't change or I'm not influenced by what they say. I just like to know how out there on the limb I am.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm not out there on the limb. Okay. When I was saying that, that we have reached the point of hell, when I was saying that back in January, it seemed like an extreme statement. Now, lots of people are saying it.
Yeah, I've been saying that for a while. I was on BGS's hangout. I was saying that for quite a while, and I remember when BGS and I were having that little go. He put me in the chair, and I was going in on him, and he was trying to go in on me, and I was like, "This shit's getting ready to blow up again. We should have let all the banks. We should fail, and then we should have started everything from scratch." And he was coming up with another argument, but I believe my argument. What I had to come up with to say, I think it's what's getting ready to come down. I think this is what's happening.
Okay, are you able to get it right now?
I won't say hello to Matty Ghost.
Yo.
Matty Ghost.
Hey, see my AMMX? It went up again.
Is that a new coin?
No, that's that stock I had mentioned the first time I got on the hangout. You guys
AMAX, what was that, NASDAQ stock?
It's OTC, over the counter.
OTC, you trading on the pink sheets.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to trade those pennies a while back.
Go ahead, Dollar Will. I got the chart up.
Oh, okay, good. Because I was trying to look at. Okay, on another. I don't see it. Or let's see.
This is the S&P 500 overview from.
Okay, make it. Let's see. Double click in the middle of that chart. Click in there. Yeah, and then now when it comes up, I guess on that little box in the upper right, it should be a square. See that? You can make it big. There you go. And switch it to candlestick. It's not big. It fell off the screen.
What happened?
There you go. Yeah, you see where that low is when it fell in February? It keeps falling off the screen.
I think it's because you're talking. That's
okay. Maybe I need.
Let's see it. Hold, let's bring it up.
Okay, let me. Can you guys see it now? Can you guys see the chart?
If they're
okay, it's up now.
Yeah.
So when I talk, does it go away? Does the chart go away when I talk?
On the video, it does, but if you're in a hangout, like on the hangout link, it does. You can just click on my screen; it stays up while you talk.
Okay, so basically, you're saying in order to make it work right, I have to bring it up on mine. I have to.
Yeah.
Okay, well then I'm gonna do that. I got it up already. Let me.
And everybody else has to mute up.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm going to do the screen share. Now, can everybody see the chart? Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. All right. So we got the high here from this is January, and it fell down to this point here in February, early February. Then it bounced up to this point. Now, everything after this point, I say, is irrelevant because it fell, but it did make a new low. And then it rose back up. It did make a new high. So all of that is to be just ignored. It's just a triangle. It's just a triangle pattern. It didn't make a new high. So that's all an inside move. The part from here, let me see. When it started rising to here, that was the recoil from the fall. And then it fell here to here. So from this point, when it started falling all the way up to here, that's all an inside move, meaning it's inside of this low and inside of this high. So the trend is insignificant relative to the trend because the trend is making a higher high or a lower low, and it did neither. So it just has to be ignored. Okay. So what I saw, which kind of concerns me, is, hold on. Sorry for these light. Let me make this thing darker. Sorry about this. So you can see. It broke that line. All right.
All right. So let's move it up. Okay.
And
there
now I
we go.
want to show the volume. What's the volume is wait a minute. How you gonna not showing me? Now wait a minute, what the heck is going on with this chart? It's giving me the I select volume, but it ain't showing no volume. You ever seen anything like that?
Nope.
Well, let's see. Let me go. Let me see what's up with this. When this stuff doesn't work. Okay, so the stochastic works, but the volume does not. I don't want an oscillator, I want bars. Well, unfortunately, I'm not able to do it because it's not coming up. Let me try to go what's another site? Let's see. My mind is. All this work just to show one small little thing. I just want you guys to see when you see the volume bars, you go, what the heck is going on? People have left this market. My computers No, I don't know. I get these browsers a workout. Oh,
Yep, there you go.
I'm not seeing it. Well, okay, now, good Lord, it took forever. Okay, interval. I'm just trying to see something like a month. I like the longer. Actually, that must not have been the time frame I was looking at, but that doesn't look too bad. I was looking at the time frame. It showed. No, that's not it. It showed it was a. Wait a minute, that's strange.
Hey, I'm Christopher.
You got this big. Wait a minute. On a down day, this is supposed to be red.
Right?
Why is it green? I'm gonna leave this alone. Sorry, we can move on. I can't find what I'm looking for, but there's a I was looking at a I'm gonna release this screen share. However I do it. I was looking for a it was a volume graph that showed divergence. The price was making that inside move, but the volume was going down. It was like a steep decline, and it was a good. It showed perfectly that people are fleeing this market.
Yeah.
There's just not that much interest in it. People, meaning literally, they're not putting their money up. They're leaving. So, and that says to me, when we break that new low that we made in February, there's just not enough money in the market to catch the price. And we're coming up on the summer months when a lot of Wall Street people take summer vacation.
Yeah.
This is not the right time for a support to break.
Well, like I said, I have been very, very, very bad. It's even though things have been moving bullish in so many ways. I think we've kind of hit its top, and it's now it's going to be a rather deep fall. But anyway, there'll be those who will say differently, but that's what I've been looking at.
I can only come up with one reason why we haven't fallen, one technical reason why we haven't fallen, really. And that's the small cap index has a little bit more to run.
Yeah, they've been keeping things up. Yeah.
I'm making a kill small cap.
Yeah, see, that's why. See, Maddie is benefiting off of that because I can look at the symbol is IWM, and technically it has a little bit more to go. That's the only. I haven't looked at the mid caps, but and the S&P 500 is the large cap. So I'm gonna be doing some of that kind of research, and hopefully I'll get a video out this weekend about it.
So. All right. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, Lionel, I didn't want to take you too much off.
No, this is this is what it's all about.
Hey, can you look up the chart? Can you look up the chart on AMMX?
Okay.
If you got time.
Are you pulling it up, Lionel?
Yeah. Or do you want to pull it up to talk about it? Because if I it'll just pop off and pop back on when you talk. Go ahead, bring it up.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. Why are you hot on this stock? What's the story on it?
They supposedly supply equipment for like fires and stuff. So it's fire season in California, so that's why I'm in it.
When does the fire season start and end in California?
Man, that's a big spike.
It's summertime, the hot weather, any kind of heat or spark off of a forest fire in California.
Okay.
California, Colorado.
Got candlesticks.
Now, California had a lot of it had some fires last summer. Did you think it burned? You think it burned out a lot of the excess fuel?
I heard that.
Yeah, well, it's just because their water supplies are so tight.
Okay.
That's a big spike, man.
No
What
kidding.
kind of fundamentals? What kind of fundamentals is that company playing with? Just a question. I'm not saying that that's huge, massive.
Well, they supposedly got some contracts coming in, like 200,000, 300,000, and supposedly their market cap is going to go up to about 15 to 20 million.
And so this is contracts with states of California, cities.
Yeah.
What kind of PE ratio is it dealing with?
It's with they don't really have a PE ratio because it's a penny stock. It's all about
it's
projection.
A penny.
Huh?
Are they trying to go to? And these guys are they trying to get on NASDAQ or kind of?
All they're trying to do is they're just trying to get revenue. That's all they're trying to do.
Yeah,
they're trying to get revenue and expand.
Okay. How long have they been around?
When did you get in?
When did I get in?
Yeah.
0085, and then this whole week I've been buying like 50,000, 100,000 chunks.
And what's that high price today?
I think it's 3.5 cents.
Yeah, it's like 3.5, 3.6.
So you done made about 200% already.
Yeah. I loaded the boat on that one.
Okay. That's penny stocks. See, that's why I was trying. I mean, for people who are into cryptos and they just trying to catch a wave. That's why I'm always saying learn how to trade, because once you get that skill, you can apply it to cryptos. You can, and if you really addicted to the volatility and fast money, you'll end up over here with Matty Ghost trading penny stocks.
Yeah, I used to.
I'm crazy. I know.
What was that nigga?
I know I'm crazy.
Yeah. I said I should trade those. Years ago. We would get beat up with them a little bit, but they would always be one that would do that would do a little something. But I knew the whole penny stock game. A lot of people would say you get rich doing it. I didn't see anybody making crazy money with it all the time, but I saw people who were able to make some money with it for sure.
Maddie, do you know hold on. I had a cough. You know a mid cap or large cap that is a competitor to that company?
I didn't look into it, but I'm pretty sure there's plenty out there. Maybe like Caterpillar. Or...
That's what I was thinking.
I mean, let me say it this way: a pure play, a company that's like purely into firefighting. The reason why I ask is back when I used to do the fundamental thing on trading, I always wanted to know, was that whole industry moving up, or was it just something about that one particular company? Because it might be the whole industry, because like you said, because of fires in California. And that's a small little company. So they're not getting the lion's share of the contracts.
Yeah.
Okay, so that might not even be the highest appreciating stock in that industry.
And I would just want to get an idea. What do their earnings look like? What do their earnings look like? Because a good story is good to have, but just what do their earnings look like?
Revenue? They might not even have.
I haven't really looked in it too hard. I just know from this year to last year, their earnings are supposed to be like 500% more.
Okay.
So I'm just going off of the story and the momentum. Then after
In pennies, that'll run it. That'll be enough to run it.
So that would be a growth penny stock.
And they're out there because what you want to do is get involved with a penny stock that, let's say, goes to one of the bigger exchanges like NASDAQ first. And
most of them don't end up doing that. So I just try to make what I can.
Yeah, I told y'all my penny stock story years ago when I bought a company that was a battery company that the guy from Tesla ended up buying.
Oh man.
Yeah. Now I of course had already sold before then, but I made a significant amount of money on it. I mean, about 300-400% in a very short amount of time. They had some kind of patent on a battery
Oh
technology.
man, if they got a patent, you got to hold. You can't sell all of it.
Yeah, I was dumb. I wanted to get into something else, so I took my profit and rolled into something else. But yeah, but I should have just left that money there and went on and got new
No,
money.
you could have sold. You could have like sold most of it or some of it and kept it in there because
No, I took my little 300-400% and rolled on out.
any penny stock company that has a patent, you never know what could happen.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
These are facts.
Go ahead, Mike. Hello?
I didn't have anything to say. I just wanted to see if you were going to go to the next article.
Yeah.
Yeah, go to the next
one. What's up, Mike?
¿Cómo está?
Está bien, ¿y tú?
This is from this is from money.cnn.com. Top Bitcoin exchange says over 30 million in crypto stolen. One of the world's biggest Bitcoin exchanges on Wednesday said that more than 30 million worth of cryptocurrencies have been stolen from it. BitThumb, an exchange based in South Korea, said in a notice on its website that all customer deposits and withdrawals have been suspended while it reviews the situation. The notice didn't say how the theft of 35 billion won or $32 million worth of cryptocurrencies occurred or which ones were taken. The exchange said it will compensate the loss from its own funds and that all customers' assets have been securely saved in the company's cold wallet. BitThumb apologized for the disruption and said it will announce further information in due course. The company didn't immediately respond to a request for more details. It's the latest in a series of thefts reported by cryptocurrency exchanges in recent months. Just last week, another cryptocurrency exchange in South Korea, CoinRail, said hackers stole about 30% of its virtual currencies. South Korea emerged last year as one of the world's major markets for trading in Bitcoin and other virtual currencies. According to according to industry website coinmarketcap.com, BitThumb was the sixth biggest cryptocurrency exchange worldwide by trading volume over the past 24 hours. News of the theft at the exchange hit the prices of cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin fell around 2%. Analysts say many virtual currency exchanges are vulnerable to hackers because they have grown quickly without implementing strong enough security. In January, Japanese exchange CoinCheck said hackers stole more than $500 million worth of cryptocurrencies, which people say that's the biggest theft in history. Last year, two Bitcoin exchanges went bankrupt after falling victim to similar breaches. Now, two things is I've heard rumors, conspiracy theories out there that say because some top companies such as Goldman Sachs want to open up their own cryptocurrency exchanges, that these big companies are deliberately hacking these other exchanges to give the notion that hey, they are dangerous to keep your cryptocurrencies on. Hey,
Absolutely.
come keep your money with us. And two, what I like about this picture, this video, is not only does it say Bitcoin accepted here, it says Dash accepted here. And as you all know, Dash has a masternode component which pays you. So I like that. So if a person have a Dash masternode, the payouts, they can just continuously spend their money on Dash masternode. But Mike, since you sent this, what stuck out about this?
Y'all know I work in cybersecurity, so that came across my feed. But I think you're going to see this growing emergence of cyber gang activity. People basically being hired to go in and break in, and do a job. And before you would have seen guys do a job and hit a savings and loans bank or some other small time financial facility. But now you're starting to see them be hired to go after these wallets, go after these exchanges, and make out big in the end, because they can cash out their end and give give whatever it is, whatever the split is, 70 30 60 40, whatever it is, to whoever the highest bidder is willing to pay for it. And some of these cyber gangs are basically they're coming out of Asia, they're coming out of Europe, but more importantly, they're going to start being more homegrown in the United States as the economy starts to slide and people become more desperate. It's going to become a lucrative job. So we have to kind of figure out a way to secure the exchanges if we're going to get into the crypto markets.
Yeah, but my understanding is that the Russian mafia is getting this is a big part of the game they're going to be playing in. That's my understanding, and I've heard that. I was talking with Complex just a little bit. Ulysses just a little while early, and I was talking about the whole security side and fraud and all of that can go on. Yeah, and that was something that I said I wanted to talk a little bit about here tonight. Just understanding that a lot better, because I can see that's going to be a huge problem, and certainly the mob. I believe also the United States Mafia, Italian Mafia. They're all going to get involved in this and start whacking away at this shit, and it's going to be it's going to be a problem. It's going to be kind of tough to keep that secure. So, from what you're looking at, Mike, how are they looking to secure all this? Is it possible? What's going down with that from what you can see?
Because things are decentralized, it's hard to actually come up with a protocol or a set of policies that would allow all exchanges to be protected, because nobody agrees on everything, because nobody really wants to follow anybody else. So there has to be some kind of framework in place from an institution standpoint. Now, going back to what I said before, and kind of be careful when you say Russian mafia, because there's oligarchs, and then you have mafia, and then you have just cyber criminals all around. And what you're starting to see now is this emergence of millennials who are out of work, but have the skill set, and they're willing to break laws in order to get what they to put food on the table for themselves. So what we're calling it now is cyber crime as a service, instead of like software as a service like Netflix, where you pay a subscription to watch movies. You're starting to see criminals pop up for cyber crime as a service, and you just pay a small fee to get whatever it is that you need, depending on how big the job is or how small the job is.
Cyber poop.
Yeah. But I was kind of understanding that organized crime. That's kind of what I was, and some of the people who were. I was even watching this television program on Bitcoin, and they were saying that was a big issue of organized crime, and from the Russian perspective, even the Asian or, even the Italian perspective as well. Organized crime here in this country, however, you want to define it. That was the next big move, in crime, was getting involved in this, doing this, and on the cryptocurrency market. So I was concerned about that. It's something.
Don't forget that's how ISIS was laundering money in Syria and Libya was through Bitcoin. They would take oil from Syria, move it into Turkey, and then get paid in Bitcoin. And they were making millions of dollars of profit off of that every day, until the Russians came in and started bombing all the oil tankers and some of the facilities that they were using for mining.
Yeah.
What is it that makes these exchanges susceptible to?
Repeat that one more time.
Are these exchanges more or less secure than, say, banks?
Less. I would say less.
The mechanism. So the actual infrastructure itself, or the code, for that matter, is fine. But the problem is you have pen testers or red team type of guys who know which areas to exploit. They're going to exploit it, whether it's characterizations in code or open ports on a network. They'll exploit it, and you don't really need much, to exploit some of these infrastructures because they're not being patched.
Doesn't it depend on what kind of device you're using too? Because certain devices you can get malware on. It's easy to hack into it. I read somewhere where they're using phones to mine for Bitcoin and Ethereum. Cell phones, laptops.
Hey, what's good, everyone?
What's going on?
Hey, let's see.
It's good.
Just
Can you
getting in,
repeat that one more time, Adiko?
Huh?
Can you repeat that one more time?
No, I said that depends on what device you're using. Also, your devices are hackable. They can
right. Yeah. Android devices are very susceptible to exploits, depending on which version you're using. There's still, like, in the Middle East, Africa, Latin America, there's still a lot of old Chinese devices, Android devices coming out from Asia that haven't been patched because the company's just too lazy to do it, or they built the device to have exploitation from the get-go. And a lot of these devices are being exploited by rogue actors because they know that the device hasn't been patched, but you're too poor to upgrade your phone or your device, whether it's a tablet or a watch built off of Android. Then what happens is you become a victim too, and now your device has been CNC'd or C2'd, which is command and controlled, to be used to attack a network. You get 500,000 or 1 million devices that haven't been patched, and you can command and control those devices remotely. That can cause a bit of a problem.
Yeah, I read somewhere about the chip. Intel's chip is hackable too.
Oh, the processor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what should we do?
Well, you want to make sure that your whatever device that you're using, it has the latest patch to it. If it hasn't been patched in the last 6 months, then you might as well throw it out.
God.
Damn.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
So that means I shouldn't do anything secure, anything that would put me at risk on my Android box.
Yep.
Absolutely. It's just one of those things. I had a Huawei device, which is basically a Chinese branded device. It was a great phone. The problem is that it was leaking data that the Chinese government basically had put into the phone, and they didn't bother patching it. And I just checked a few minutes ago, and they still haven't patched it. But I already moved on to another device. I already stopped using it. It's just one of those things. You just have to throw it out.
Wow.
It's deep.
Some people will say, "Well,
wait, you said that was a Huawei phone?"
Yeah, it was a Huawei Mate 9 Pro. But some people ask, "Well,
I've been wanting to give one of those Chinese devices. Was that whether there's another phone that came out that was really nice and it was well priced, it was Chinese made, but I always have reservations because of what you just said.
You might have been talking about the OnePlus.
Yep, that's the one. The OnePlus. Yep.
I had a couple of OnePluses. The phone I have now is a OnePlus. It's a OnePlus 6 or OnePlus 5T.
How are those?
So there's a difference between Huawei and OnePlus. OnePlus is Hong Kong, and Huawei is China. And then the other devices that you see on the market come out of Taiwan.
But I'm sorry, Mike. Go ahead. Though, what you were saying. Go ahead.
No, see, what happens when China builds their devices, it's really the government putting the policies into place on how the device should be built, right? It has to be able to be listened to by the government itself, because they need to know what kind of whether or not you're saying things that are breaking the law. Whereas in the United States, you don't have that kind of policy in place. now you're starting to see the federal government, the FCC and the NSA break into people's phones, and Israel creating devices to get into people's iPhones, and the police are starting to use it now. So all these governments are trying to figure out ways, backdoors of how to get into your device, which makes it very susceptible.
But aren't they doing that? Aren't they doing that through apps? Like, so for example, like Snapchat is just basically facial recognition technology, and stuff like that. So isn't it like Twitter? I mean, aren't they doing that back channel through all of these different apps that people just load on their phones and then agree through the terms and service to give this information away? Aren't they acquiring it that way?
They can use it that way, but the recent Supreme Court decision has basically said that's a violation of the law of privacy. And now you're seeing GDPR, happen in Europe. That prevents that from happening too.
Yep.
All right, well, let's stick on. Go ahead, Mike.
So going back to what I was just saying, basically, if your phone hasn't been patched in the last 6 months, throw it out. Your tablet hasn't been patched in the last 9 months, throw it out. Make sure everything is encrypted on your device. Make sure you have some kind of malware scanner on your device, whether it's McAfee or ESET, one of the top tier. Yeah, make sure it's the paid service too. No, don't take nothing free.
Yeah, I pay for mine.
Mm-hmm.
So you're basically recommending. I was gonna say you're basically recommending like any device, right? That's gonna host any of your crypto data, your wallets, anything like that. That device, that singular device, needs to be up to date.
Yep. Even your Windows device. I mean, the Windows devices are even worse because there's executables that can be launched onto your device through other means, such as Google AdSense and phishing. Phishing is like the biggest thing biggest attempt that people use, or the threat actors are using to get on your device.
Wait, did you say through AdSense?
Yeah, because because the website that you're looking at doesn't have control over the advertising that's happening on the site.
Right.
What happens? Your cyber criminals are using those advertising portals, and you don't have a way of actually blocking all of that stuff all the time. So it pops up in the ad, and then that code gets injected into your browser, and your browser gets injected into your
right.
What if you use your device strictly just for crypto? You don't go on the internet, you don't use the browser. How would that work?
If you're just mining, then you don't really need to be plugged into the internet.
Yeah, but I mean, like if you're just using it for your crypto account, like your Coinbase or your Binance, but you don't go on the internet, you don't use the browser.
Oh, that doesn't mean anything because Windows has a lot of ports that it needs to use to communicate outside, to get its updates and actually talk to the outside world, just to verify that it's alive, right? So it sends a packet so often throughout the day that says hello to the rest of the world, right? So that's always broadcasting. As long as the device is broadcasting to the internet, it doesn't matter if you have a browser open or not.
Now, what about those external USB keys, right? That serve as wallets. Like I've seen some pretty nifty ones on the market.
About Ledger and Trezor.
Yeah. What about those?
I mean, those should be secure. My thing is, once you secure it, just unplug it.
Yeah, the highlight of those is they are cold wallets, which means they're not connected to the internet.
Right. Maddie, I think that may be what you're maybe referencing right there. Like they have these wallets that are off the internet wallets. They're like secure USB keys.
Yeah.
All right. Any other points on that one?
No, it's
all right.
It's a little frightening.
I'm about to check my phone now.
I'm looking at my phone. I'm wow. They could be raping me up here, man.
Make your pictures up there, man. All right. This is from ccn.com. Goldman Sachs CEO. It's arrogant to think cryptocurrency won't be successful. Lloyd Blankfein, the CEO of Goldman Sachs, one of the biggest investment banks in the global finance sector, valued at $87 billion, has criticized skeptics that believe Bitcoin and cryptocurrency do not have a future, open-minded and forward-thinking. Since early 2017, Blankfein has stated that he is not yet convinced the cryptocurrency market has become a major asset class, but he has frequently emphasized that investors must consider cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin as an emerging asset class and acknowledge the potential of the cryptocurrency and blockchain sector. At the Economic Club of New York conference, Blankfein said, if you go through the fiat, if you go through the fiat currency where they say this is worth what it's worth because the government says it is, why couldn't you have a consensus currency, end quote. Previously, during an interview with CNBC's Kayla Touche, Blankfein echoed a similar sentiment regarding Bitcoin, describing a period in the U.S. history during which the U.S. government abruptly abolished the gold standard and replaced it with the currency with no value, the U.S. dollar, and the Bretton Woods. Blah, blah, blah. At the time, U.S.-based businesses, individuals, and investors had difficulty accepting and embracing the U.S. dollar, a form of paper money, as an alternative to gold, which has been the standard of money for centuries. Similar to how paper money was forced to become the natural progression from gold, Blankfein explained that Bitcoin could one day become the natural progression from fiat money to digital money, and thus, although he does not fully understand cryptocurrency and is not convinced that Bitcoin will soon become a reserve currency, Blankfein said he is open-minded about the cryptocurrency market as an emerging asset class. A $5 gold coin was worth $5 because he had $5 worth of gold in it. Then they issue paper money that is backed by gold in the treasury. Then one day they issue paper money that does not have the backing of gold. There was no pledge that if you turn it in, I'll give you $5 of gold. It is fiat money. I say this piece of paper is worth $5, and so therefore it is $5. And a lot of people did not take that for a long time. But now they do without question. You move a little bit further and you get Bitcoin that is not a fiat currency, so I don't trust it and I don't like it. On the other hand, if it works, I say maybe it was a natural progression from hard money to digital money, said Blankfein. Goldman Sachs is operating a cryptocurrency trading desk. Earlier this week, for the first time in bank's history, Goldman Sachs Chief Operating Officer David Solomon confirmed the rumors that Goldman Sachs has been working to establish a cryptocurrency trading desk beyond futures. Apart from clearing Bitcoin futures, Solomon said that the bank has been very cautiously testing cryptocurrency trading and launching a proper cryptocurrency trading desk for its clients in the near future. We are listening to our clients and trying to help our clients as they're exploring those things too, said Solomon. So, Mike, since you sent this to us to put on the docket, what made this stand out to you?
What?
Who's that in the background?
I don't know. I think if Goldman Sachs is if Goldman Sachs is involved, by throwing their weight behind it, then obviously cryptocurrencies are here to stay. But the real question now is, who's going to be the big whales in this, and what's going to happen to the little guppy fish that are trying to get involved.
Goldman Sachs is the biggest whale.
And you know what? A Dollarwood, that's what I was just saying. You got the biggest whale coming in. So that means rich people talk to rich people, other rich people know rich people. So they may not be blue whales, but they some type of whale, they coming in. And by the time the prices go up, some of these little guppies won't be able to afford a whole top coin.
You damn right.
That's right.
That's why I get so upset and highly fucking irritated when people say, "Oh, don't get into it," blah blah. You know the goddamn thing they talking about. I'm like, dude, you literally taking food out these people's mouths in the future because you don't know what the fuck you talking about.
No.
Well, the only thing that I don't like about it is that when these big guys they come in, you know, they're gonna try to close a lot of the people out, you know, and play that kind of like fourth market internet game. You know, they're gonna. I don't know. I have to watch this. I have an inherent distrust of a lot of these Wall Street people, man. Just the way they fucked over the market. I just don't, you know, have them coming into this game. I just see a lot of some of the same shit possibly going down with giants, you know, movements and a lot of losses going on, and that's what I'm concerned about. But I can't prove it as of yet. So
no. I think y'all got your finger right on it. Right on it. You said it. They're gonna they're gonna look. They run the show. Okay. This is why I'm a technical trader. I don't trust none of it. I don't trust the news half the time because sometimes it's late. That's why I just learn to read the chart. You can see the truth right in front of you. You can see what it is. Yeah. But you're absolutely right. The price of this thing, once it hits bottom, it's gonna rise so fast that Joe the plumber ain't gonna be able to buy it. It's gonna cost too much. And I'll tell you another thing that in the same spirit. There is a double leveraged ETF, which is a volatility ETF, a VIX ETF, which represents I guess you could say the volatility of the S&P 500. The symbol is TVIX, Tom Victor. I guess it would be in India.
Yeah, India.
X-ray. Yeah, They did a 10-to-1 split on that thing. They took the price from $5 where it was up to $50. Now, in 2009, before the 10-to-1 split, the price of this thing back in 2009 was already like 28 million, according to the way they've done all these splits to manipulate the price. Okay, I'm not saying it's going to go all the way back up there, but it's going to move a significant amount. If the S&P hasn't even really started falling yet, and we already at a $50 price, at what point? They could have left it at 5. Why didn't they leave it at 5? I'm like you, Nagone. I think they're playing psychology with people. They know it's $5. Yeah. A lot of people going to pile in it. They did a 10-to-1 split. They made that dang thing cost $50. Okay, you're going to look around a month from now, it's going to cost $500 a share, and people are going to be out of it at that moment. A normal working class folks going to be out of the game right there.
Yep.
It's gonna be a game for rich folks. Now then it's gonna be $5,000. Just like regular folk don't buy Warren Buffett, Berkshire Hathaway. Okay, and this thing is gonna end up costing the same Berkshire Hathaway. It's just not gonna be unaffordable.
Wait. What was this? TVIX?
TVIX. Put it on Candlestick and bring up the chart. You'll see they did a stock split, I think, in the beginning of this month, somewhere in the early part of this month. I'm like, what? Why is my chart messed up?
Wait, Tango Victor or Tango Bravo?
A Victor.
Okay. Now,
you said he did a split. Was it like a 2-for-1, 3-for-1?
10
for 1.
Now, before I bring that up, this
But now everybody keep the concept. I'm trying to make the same concept we were just talking about what like the impact of Goldman Sachs when they come in on Bitcoin. The prices are going to move. They can do splits to change the price of the thing. You know, you never know.
Yeah, they're gonna try to run this game, man. I'm telling you.
Even if they don't do anything, and the common person just sits back and lets the price take off, they're gonna be out of it. But now remember that's not you didn't gain anything. All the price splits. Price splits and reverse splits, they don't do anything to change how much money you have, how much you value.
Damn, this shit
Put it on a candlestick and you'll see a gap.
What the fuck?
Okay, so all they did was do a 10-to-1 split to make it doesn't do anything. Nobody made any money with that happening. Okay,
No.
All they're doing is playing it's price psychology. Okay, things that cost a little bit of money attracts people to it. That's why Matty Ghost is a penny stock trader.
Yep.
Because at that small price, it looks attractive. It's like, well, I can buy a lot of it. But the converse is true also. If it's $50, it'll drive people away. That's why Apple did a reverse split to lower their price so that more people would perceive of the stock as affordable. Amazon did the same.
Coca-Cola is notorious for doing that. They always issue stock splits.
Yeah. So when I saw this, I said, why in the hell, when the market is getting ready to fall, why would they do a split to make this price unattractive? That makes no sense unless till you accept it for what it is, then it makes perfect sense. They have made this price attractive to the people they want to buy it. They're pushing away the people they don't want to buy it. Okay, so what are we talking about? What's that word we talked about last week? Accredited investors.
Yeah.
Okay. Because when this thing starts moving up, regular folks are not going to have the money to buy any.
They're not going to be able to buy it.
Okay,
right.
Exactly. It almost becomes like you're saying, almost like in a private placement area where private placements. What's that all about? You got to have XYZ number of accredited investors, and then you can have a small number of unaccredited, but they have to be able to assume some level of risk. But why are private placements done? That's all about keeping a certain class of people making money.
And that's what I was getting ready to say. You hit it. I was going to say my opinion. Rich people.
No, it's not your opinion. It's not your opinion. These are your facts. These are facts. So
okay. I'll just put it in the realm of my opinion. Just everybody's. Let me just say this. The rich people are power in this country, in the world. They're very concerned about the wealth transfer. They don't want a new class of people getting rich because that changes the balance of power.
That's exactly what it was. And as a broker, I used to see this all the time. I used to see a lot of private placements being done. And then I saw it then, after I took all my tests and all my shit that I took, to get the licenses that that I got. I started seeing what this thing was really all about. And when I started seeing a lot of these REITs, when I started seeing these ridiculous private placements going in, and it was all about you had to have accredited investors, and then you had to have a certain number of unaccredited. Those were the people that they invited in. That was their own little crew that they invited in, but everybody else who had the big money had the dough to jump in there and just whatever that private placement was, it was going to make a lot of money for a lot of people. And then however that went, and if they had to bring a stock offering out later, they would bring it out. Then they would make even more money because they would have that inside price. And then it was almost like another Ponzi scheme. It was like a pyramid scheme. It was like an exorbitant pyramid scheme. And here I'm a young broker looking at this shit. I'm like, this shit is designed to keep these guys in the money. The same with these derivatives. Same shit.
And then when you look at this kind of thing going on, and you think about what they're not telling you in the news,
what they're not telling you is very obvious. is what they're not telling you is when they bring things at a certain price, you're supposed to understand it. The average, the smaller guy ain't getting in, and that's it. That's your answer. You know what I mean? That's your answer there.
What's TVIX?
TVIX is an ETF, which it moves at twice the speed of the VIX. The VIX is a volatility indicator, which basically it's like the inverse of the S&P 500. It's if you want to really get down to it, it's put options really.
Yeah, well, you're talking about,
which is
when you put it when you're betting for a stock to go down.
Correct. So So when you see that VIX go up, that's telling you real money is being put on the table, betting that thing is going to fall. That thing, meaning the S&P 500, is going to fall. And so how do you make money when the market goes down? You buy this, but they make the price look high, so a lot of people not gonna buy it.
And then you put the put options on there, or you have some people that'll come in on the side of the movie and start to short it as well.
Okay,
now, this is volatile now. This you can get rich fast and you can get poor fast now. That's why I'm kind of hesitant to. I did do I ain't gonna say recommend. I did discuss it in one of my videos just to let people know that it's out there. But I warned that it is extremely volatile. So you should be a chart reader if you're gonna touch this, and you should use your lunch money for it.
That's how I look at it. Yeah.
I don't know where I got this from. I don't know why I listen to so much stuff. This Bitcoin investment trust. Did I get this from you all or somebody else? I don't know where I got this from. I wrote it down.
I got that in my watch list.
Yeah.
Bitcoin investment trust. Okay, very good.
Yeah. This is the max. This max chart. This thing went from a couple pennies to the beginning of the year or in the last year when Bitcoin exploded to $29. Now it's $10.
And so this is the way I believe that I may be trading. I'm not going to say trading Bitcoin. The way I will likely profit off of the rise in Bitcoin. I'm likely to trade this trust because I can buy and sell just like any other stock. I don't have to deal with wallets and all that other stuff.
So buy a couple of these, and when Bitcoin take off.
No, these aren't coins. You're just buying an index, basically.
Yeah. That's what. Oh, this is an index.
Pretty much.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. I was saying buy a couple of these. Wait, or am I saying that wrong?
You're buying shares. You're not really getting coins.
Yeah. I know you're not getting coins, but you're buying shares of this.
Yes.
And
it's logical to actually do.
Say again.
Say that again, Mike.
No, I was saying that it's logical to have a crypto investment trust like this.
Yeah, but the downside is what you don't gain. The benefit of buying the actual crypto is you actually have the actual crypto and you can use it as, you can buy something with it, right? But with this, I'm just getting the price appreciation in dollars of this, in US dollars of this.
What I'm saying is, is somebody talking on the line?
Yeah, man.
That's me.
Nah, you can buy more. Like, man, I've been I've been knee deep in crypto. I ain't been in stocks for a couple months, so I'm trying to reacclimate myself. But you can buy more shares. You can. How am I trying to say this? God, I've been out the game too long.
Yeah, that's right. Shares.
Yeah, you can buy a share, but $10, $10, another $10, another $10. You could buy a couple of these at $10. What I'm trying to say, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, man.
See what I would encourage you to start getting into the habit of seeing percentage gain as opposed to dollar gain. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because you got to start trying to convert things to percentage when you look at it. That's really all. That's what you That's your gain, the percentage.
Okay.
Because sometimes something can be a low price and not necessarily move a greater percentage than something that's a high price.
Yeah.
Now, question. I got a question for you all. Do you all know what Amschel Rothschild did that made him so rich in London back in what 200-300 years ago?
Nope.
When the London stock market crashed, he started selling. People
Lending
saw him.
money.
No, not lending money. When he crashed the stock market purposely, and he started selling shares. People say, "Oh, he must know something that we don't know," and they started selling their shares. The prices went down. They started buying them back up secretly.
Oh yeah.
Fix the market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This article from Houston Bitcoin, Stellar Lumens ready to launch its own decentralized exchange. What is interesting, I'm trying to catch it. All right. According to some reports, the exchange may be ready to be launched next month. It's something, okay. Other important cryptocurrency exchanges have been creating fake sell and buy walls, but they require the user to hold the exact amount of the currency they are operating in order to place these fake offers. Now, what currently you can go to the exchange. If you want to buy Bitcoin, you want to buy 100 Bitcoin. You don't have to have 100. No, if you want to sell 100 Bitcoin, you don't have to have 100 Bitcoin in your wallet. You can just place that order, and the order will pop up on the sell and buy or order list. So what happens is people will see that and they say, "Man, who's selling 100 Bitcoin? Something must be going on." So they'll sell a Bitcoin, and the prices fall. All of a sudden, you see that sell order disappear, and the same person that put that sell order in, they'll buy up the now cheaper Bitcoin. You can right now. You can do that right now. You can do that right now.
That's called That's called manipulation.
Yeah. Right. You can do that right now. So
Nicole, we were just talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
We were talking about. Yes, we were.
So what these places, what this places is doing is saying, if you put with this decentralized exchanges, is saying, if you put an order in, you got to have that amount of money you want to sell in your wallet. So people were Amschel Rothschild being people to sell their Bitcoin.
Those were human market makers, MMs.
All right, this is I guess this is what they've probably been waiting for.
Well, back on that previous story, that's the danger of like trading news. You know, follow the leader. You don't know what the leader's plan is.
And in that case,
you could be walking right into a trap.
The leader's plan was to get your stuff.
Yeah, he was a human market maker. He was a human MM.
Indeed.
He made
gentlemen. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to bop off out of here, man. I've got something I got to take care of here. So let me deal with that. I really want to be around. You guys are gonna. When's your next hangout?
Wednesday, Friday.
On this channel, Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah, on this one Monday. We try to do the cannabis one on Sunday.
Yeah,
right. Well, hopefully I'll fall in for that one on Sunday. But
now that's on Ulysses' channel.
Yeah, that's on. Yeah, no, I'll send it to him.
Thanks for dropping through.
I'll talk to you later. You guys are dead on it, man. You guys are dead
on
it.
Okay.
I wish I could hang a little bit longer, but I can't.
Nah, fam, go handle business.
Okay,
nice
you guys.
having you. Nice having you.
All right, man.
All right.
Great getting down with you, brother.
All right.
All right, y'all.
Peace.
All right.
Peace out.
All right.
Oh, Canada. Canada's legal in October.
Yep.
Now this is from Cointelegraph.com. By man, Molly Jane Zuckerman, she on it, man. Rapper Akon creates Akoin, cryptocurrency for use in Senegal's Akon crypto city. Okay.
Rappers, hey, you know Lionel. We Diane on. You know, she did like a 30-minute video on this. She's out in South Africa, so she spoke to this too. So I was hoping that we could get her on to actually talk about this.
Yeah, Locas said that she maybe have had other plans, so
no, she did. Yeah, no, she wasn't able. She sent an email, said she wasn't, because she's actually doing another hangout right now. But she's got some interesting insights on this.
okay.
But go ahead.
Well, rapper and singer Akon of 12 Billboard top 10 hits, including the famous "Smack That," oh my God, has announced the creation of his own cryptocurrency for use in his new African Akon crypto city. Page 6 reported yesterday, June 19. During the panel at Cane Lion, Senegal descended Akon said that his cryptocurrency, the Akoin, will be available in 2 weeks for use in the 2,000 acres of land recently given to him by the president of Senegal. Goodness gracious.
Damn.
Oh man, that's like that was
How many acres? How many?
2,000 acres, or like 900 hectares. 2,000 acres.
The government gave it to him. They gave it to him.
Yeah, or like what? What's that? What, 900 hectares or something like that? Okay.
Acres.
The new Akoin crypto city describes itself as a 100% crypto-based city with Akoin at the center of transactional life, blending leading smart city plan designs with a blank canvas for cryptonizing our daily human and business exchanges towards inventing a radical new way of existence. Sounds good. Akon, who has already been involved with bringing solar power to Africa through his Lightning Africa project, said that bringing cryptocurrency to Africa can help empower its public. I think that Bitcoin and crypto could be the savior for Africa in many ways because it brings the power back to the people and brings the security back into the currency system and also allows the people to utilize it in ways where they can advance themselves and not allow government to do those things that are keeping them down, end quotes. When asked about the specifics of the technology, Akon demurred, noting, "I come with the concepts and let the geeks figure it out." The singer also mentioned the possibility of his running for U.S. president in 2020.
What?
Imagining the future debate between himself, current President Donald Trump, and rapper Kanye West. At the debate stage, we will be.
He needs to have a talk with Wyclef.
Hold on, wait. Let me finish before y'all start laughing. And the debate stage will be set where it's all about me. It's perfect, a master plan. I'm going to come in with a team so crazy, man. He talking like, okay, man, it's all going down. I'm not holding my tongue. The way I look at it, win or lose, at least I get the movement going. I get the conversation going. Both Akon's cryptocurrency and presidential ambitions mirror those of John McAfee. Yeah, he said he wanted to run for president too. Formerly of McAfee antivirus software, now well-known crypto enthusiast. McAfee announced recently that he will be releasing his own fiat currency backed by crypto, as well as plans to run for president in order to gain a wider platform for promoting cryptocurrency. Okay, so this is the last topic of the day. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I'm going to open up the mic, so y'all have it.
Well, I mean, he was successful with the lighting project in the renewable energies project in Senegal. So
he was, okay.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's the reason why he's got this boost and this push in order to do this, because Akon lighting was a success in Senegal.
It was backed by
China. Yeah, it's backed by China.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say. I mean, now it's Chinese backing that he's got. So, but
he's just the face of it.
Yeah.
Well, I could make jokes, but let's just hope that if he's got the right people around him, then his celebrity, it brings a certain kind of energy to the table, and it could transform into something. I mean, hey, Ronald Reagan was president. Now we got Trump. I don't know whether that's a good thing or not, but it just shows you what's possible. That's why I said it.
Or say Mike?
No, I said, when is Dollar Will gonna come out with his own crypto dollar coin?
Yeah, how about that?
Maybe Dollar Snob.
Right,
snob, right. Yeah, snob. Yeah, wouldn't that be a pocket full of snobs?
Y'all crazy.
I like that.
I just wanted to go back to the other article that you had posted about Goldman Sachs. So now you have the biggest whale, plus you have the Federal Reserve all in 1 week saying the same thing. One or the other, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Watch the charts. Watch the chart. I guarantee you one thing: when it's time to buy, you're not gonna hear no big siren, no big horn telling you everybody buy right now. they gonna keep it real quiet, okay? And all them whales gonna jump in there, and that price gonna make a huge move. They're not gonna say a word. You're gonna see fear. All these fear press come out about, profiles of people that lost everything in Bitcoin. You're gonna see all that. They're gonna heighten the fear right at the time when people need to be buying. I'm not saying that time is now, but I'm just saying that's the cycle. That's the cycle. So the media, I don't really look at the media or the press as my friend. I don't look at it that way.
When Bitcoin exploded, people were taking out mortgages.
Right.
So
people were leveraging their damn retirements.
Like I'm doing.
Now you're being smart about it.
People gonna do more now. It's gonna. Oh man, it's gonna be.
They say a lot of Wall Street traders and investors, they look for like the common man as a gauge. It's like when the taxi driver starts talking about it and your barber starts talking about it, that's when it's at the top.
Yeah. When it's all on your Facebook feed, like every time you refresh your browser, there's something, somebody in your friends circle or something is posting something about a crypto, then it's something.
Yeah, people that don't know anything really are like, that's like the last thing they would have been talking about.
Exactly.
They didn't even know what it was. And now that's all they can think about. That's how it's over.
And something else gonna happen. All of a sudden people gonna become experts and gonna charge you for to tell you about the quote unquote expertise. When 3-4 weeks ago, you ain't seen none of this on their timeline.
Right. Right. Believe it or not, you guys, I'm on some Facebook pages where they focus of it is crypto. And I went on there, being subversive and trying to get them to just think about trading in general and not just crypto. It's because crypto is just a thing to trade. Learn the rules so that when crypto is falling, instead of crying about it, go make some money somewhere else. Just the season for it is going to come back. And when it does, you'll have a skill and you'll be able to exploit it.
Well, I mean, wouldn't you view it just like anything else, though? I mean, as far as like some sort of investment vehicle, I don't know. I mean, I look at it. I was talking with Nagon earlier, right? And he and I were talking about a lot of the various aspects of the whole entire cryptocurrency sector.
Hey, before you say that,
is there something in the background? Hold on.
No. We reached our 2-hour.
Oh, okay, yeah. Go ahead. Let's go ahead and shut it down, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, any other comments before I shut it down?
No, you know what? Go ahead and shut it down, but let's stay on because I did have something I want to run. Okay. Yeah, no,
Don't forget to come back Monday for Automation Monday. I got some we got some good things planned. So to talk about. So with that said, I'll check you all later.